And now it's for all the marbles. Dramatic weekend. Not a real dramatic ending. I think everybody that was up late last night watching the game was kind of hoping that maybe Terry's guys could put up some points and make it interesting there. Hope maybe JD's guys could come out with a miracle victory and push me. In the end, the Bears are the Bears, and they suck. And that led to me and Brian getting out of the playoffs and into the championship round. So I think one of them made a comment last night that the two guys who probably put the most time into this thing ended up in the championship round. So obviously I needed a lot of luck to get there. Brian's been on a path to the championship game all year long. So we'll see what happens. He's got an amazing team. Looks like he's got some injuries to deal with. I am hoping like hell I can get more than 1 point out of my running backs going in. Going back to guys like Matt Asiata and Tony Gerhart. So really scraping the barrel to try to come up with points, but I've been putting up some lately, so we'll see what happens in the championship round. In the consolation ladder, I couldn't figure out how the hell it really went to figure out who's getting into the championship, but I pulled it up in the rules, and I'll put that link on the front page of the site. And it looks like what they did was took basically the top 4 seeded teams. So that would have been Brent and Dan, matched them up together. Tom and Scott would be the next 2 teams, matched them up together. And then the other 4 teams were kind of in the bracket below them because of their regular season record and scoring. So those top 4 teams basically were paired in almost a secondary playoff bracket. And so the winner of each of those 2 matchups, the winner of Tom versus Scott and the winner of Brent versus Dan, go on to the championship round. So with 212 points, Tom took out Scott, and with 218 points, Brent took out Dan Smith. So it's going to be Tom and Brent in that consolation ladder playing for the extra $100 this year down there. So that's pretty interesting to see. John Crosby put up 255 points over the last 2 weeks, including over 130 this week. So he's going to take control of the front page. Interested to see what John comes up with. I think it might be different than what Brent did, but we'll see. Maybe he'll go a little crazy. So I have a text out to John to see what content he wants up on the front page, and we'll roll with that. So I don't know, a few injuries, kind of weird to figure out which guys to play. Some of these teams like Chicago last night just mailed it in, obviously. I mean, they didn't seem to care what the hell they were doing. So it'll be interesting to see now that a couple teams have clinched playoff spots, and some of these other teams are kind of mailing it in. That could really affect matchups. So these last couple of weeks are always interesting spin. I know a lot of you guys hate week 17. I like it because you got to take all these factors into account. The more factors there are, you can't just write out a team that's helped you all season long, maybe. So it really does get into, finding those matchups, figuring out who's going to not play for anything, who's got something to play for, and then weighing that all out. So I think that's all part of this thing. It's all strategery. And these last couple of weeks sometimes are the most strategic of them all, and it can lead to pretty unexpected things happening. So everybody hopefully is getting ready for Christmas. I know I've got some wrapping to do and a few gifts to buy. Thursday night this week is men's night. A lot of guys are going to be downtown. I know I will be. Sounds like maybe 3, 4 o'clock. There's some guys at Sorolina. Then heading over toward Low Bar, Seven Monks, and then shopping from there, probably grabbing a bite to eat somewhere. So shoot me a text when you're downtown. I'll let you know where I'm at. I'm sure I'll be palling around with some of the other guys. There's talk of a card game again. I haven't really said I would host, but I don't see a way I get out of it, unfortunately. So if you're into playing cards, I think we probably will have the office open a little later that evening to play a little bit of cards. I'm going to try to limit the numbers, though, so don't bring any, friends of friends of friends. Any of you guys obviously are welcome to come join us, have a beer, and play some cards. But outside of that, man, wrap up the holidays. Good luck to everybody this week, and I'm in, baby. Woohoo!